30 rockets, 60 minutes, Israel under sirens. Then the IRGC announced Wave 80, ballistic missiles and drones, from Tel Aviv to Kuwait, from Kiryat Shmona to US bases across the Gulf. Hezbollah is hammering the north, Iran is hammering everything else, and Israel is destroying bridges because this war is no longer staying at the border. Tensions across the Israel-Lebanon front have escalated sharply, with a fresh wave of coordinated strikes and counter-operations signaling a widening regional confrontation. According to Israeli media and Hezbollah-linked Telegram channels, Hezbollah launched around 30 projectiles towards northern Israel within the span of an hour. Air raid sirens were triggered across multiple locations, including the city of Safed, underscoring the intensity and immediacy of the barrage. Hezbollah claimed responsibility for the targeted rocket attacks early on March 25th, stating that its fighters struck the Berea barracks and an Israeli artillery position in the Dishon settlement, describing the strikes as part of its defense of Lebanon and its people and many other Israeli locations. The escalation was further amplified by Iran's Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, which announced the launch of the 80th wave of its ongoing campaign, Operation True Promise 4. The IRGC said it deployed a mix of ballistic missiles and attack drones, targeting what it described as strategic military sites across northern Israel. In its statement, the IRGC claimed that key Israeli military infrastructure, including the Northern Command in Safed, had been directly hit. It also asserted that strikes extended deeper into Israeli territory, naming Tel Aviv, Kiryat Shmona, and Bnei Brak among the targets. Beyond Israel, the group said US military bases in Ali al-Salem, Arif Jan, Al-Azraq, and Sheikh Issa were also targeted.
Strategic points and military centers located in the northern lands of occupied Palestine were struck in the heavy and continuous assault of the aerospace force of the Revolutionary Guard in the 80th wave of True Promise 4, with the blessed code Ya Shadid al-Quwa, in support of the pride-inspiring attacks of the Islamic resistance of Hezbollah in Lebanon and the oppressed people of southern Lebanon.
The IRGC added that the latest wave followed a previous round of strikes targeting satellite reception stations in al-Rashrash, also known as Eilat, which it said were used by Israeli forces. It maintained that all designated targets were hit with precision using long and medium-range missiles alongside drones. At the same time, the IDF reported continued operations in southern Lebanon. Israeli troops said they had dismantled Hezbollah weapons storage facilities and command centers, while also eliminating several fighters identified near operational zones.
IDF troops continue in their targeted ground operation in southern Lebanon in order to enhance the forward defensive posture and defend the communities on the northern border.
Meanwhile, Israeli Defense Minister Israel Katz indicated that Israel intends to expand its military footprint in southern Lebanon. Katz confirmed that 5 bridges along the Litani River, approximately 30 kilometers from the border, had been destroyed to disrupt Hezbollah's movement and logistics. Katz said Israeli forces would establish a security zone, with displaced residents barred from returning until northern Israel is deemed safe. The strategy, he noted, mirrors operations carried out in Rafah and Beit Hanun in Gaza. The human cost continues to mount. According to Lebanese health authorities, more than 1,072 people have been killed, including at least 121 children and 42 health workers. Over 1 million have been displaced, deepening an already severe humanitarian crisis. In eastern Lebanon, a rare and complex alliance is reshaping traditional fault lines. In the Christian town of Ras Baalbek, near the Syrian border, local Catholic residents have aligned with Hezbollah, and backed the force in a bid to defend their community and preserve their heritage. According to The Telegraph, the town of roughly 6,000 devout Catholics has developed unusually close ties with Hezbollah, forged during years of conflict spilling over from neighbouring Syria. The relationship is both symbolic and strategic. Hezbollah is said to provide security assurances and even participates in local traditions, including purchasing a Christmas tree for the village each year. At the heart of this alignment lies a shared history of survival. Between 2013 and 2017, during the height of the Syrian civil war, fighters from Islamic State launched repeated assaults from the nearby Kalamoun Mountains, threatening to overrun Ras Baalbek and target its Christian population. Local leaders say it was Hezbollah's intervention that prevented the town's collapse.
The relationship between the village and Hezbollah is stronger than with the Pope. The Vatican did nothing for us, but Hezbollah spilt their blood to protect us. The Pope only has prayers.
On the ground, the contradictions are visible. In homes across the town, crucifixes hang alongside portraits of Hassan Nasrallah, reflecting a pragmatic coexistence shaped by conflict rather than ideology. Yet, this fragile alignment exists within a broader national tension. The Lebanese armed forces, whose political leadership has pledged to disarm Hezbollah, remain present in the area, highlighting the competing visions for Lebanon's security architecture. Meanwhile, the region remains volatile. Israeli airstrikes continue to target Hezbollah positions in the surrounding hills, even as the group reportedly launches long-range missiles toward Israel, further escalating cross-border hostilities. In the Bekaa Valley, a patchwork of Christian, Sunni, and Shia communities, survival has blurred sectarian divides. What emerges is not ideological alignment, but a battlefield compact, one forged under existential threat and sustained by the realities of war. Israeli President Isaac Herzog was still wrapping up a visit to the northern border town of Kiryat Shmona when a Hezbollah rocket struck a hilltop above the town. Reporters and security officers ran for shelter as explosions rang out and smoke rose over the hillside. Herzog was unhurt, but the message was hard to miss. The town has been a frequent target of rocket fire since Lebanon was pulled into the wider regional war on March 2nd, when Hezbollah fired missiles into Israel. Since then, Israel has ordered all residents south of the Litani River to evacuate, as it pounds the area with airstrikes it describes as targeting Hezbollah infrastructure. Herzog had gone to Kiryat Shmona to meet with the mayor and local officials. During that meeting, he was unambiguous about Israel's intentions in Lebanon.
This campaign is critical. It is clear to all of us that we can't go back to the same ceasefire situation from a year ago because we must make sure that there's a strategic depth inside Lebanon, that there's what they call a buffer, a clear division, as well as to bring a geostrategic change that is part of a diplomatic negotiation in regard to Lebanon.
Minutes after this statement, the skies rained fire. It was not the first time this month that Herzog has found himself at the scene of an attack. On March 22nd, he visited Dimona in southern Israel after an Iranian missile struck a hostel for people with special needs the night before, damaging the surrounding neighborhood and wounding 34 people, including a 12-year-old boy. No one was killed, which Herzog credited to residents following shelter instructions in time. Herzog has also laid out what he sees as the war's endgame, saying it would be over only when Iran can no longer pursue nuclear weapons or maintain its ballistic missile capabilities. Israel's finance minister, on the other hand, has called for extending the country's border with Lebanon all the way to the Litani River, a position that would mark a dramatic and permanent redrawing of the region's map. Meanwhile, according to Al Jazeera, an Israeli attack has hit a petrol station in southern Lebanon, near the Rashidiyeh camp for Palestinian refugees, triggering a huge explosion and fire. The Israeli army had issued forced displacement orders to residents,